You know the background? It is that time of year again. The 2025 NCAA Men's Bracket Challenge. March Madness is here. I have the data. I did the research. I've researched teams 1, 2, and 3. My KenPom top 10. I ranked seeds 1 and 2. I ranked the number 1 seeds and the number 2 seeds, and I picked my 3 sleepers. This is confidential paper. Now, I did my rough draft on the paper, so I'm not frolicking and going crazy trying to spend 45. Because if I did this one take right now, it'd be 45 minutes. My bracket is complete. I didn't really look it over. I just fucking did it. I fucking made it. I went with my heart, with my gut on some of these picks. I picked some upsets. But, what's the fun if you just pick the favorites every time? Enough yapping. Let's start with the South region. Took Auburn. Of course, bro. Of course. That KenPom rating, they're ranked 4th. That strength of schedule. I'm gonna yap about these number 1 seeds a little bit. Very tough. Strength of schedule, and their defense is top ranked. Now, Battle of the Birds. I did side with Creighton here just because there's a little bit of bias. Big East, you know what I'm saying? I think Louisville was underranked. I think that they should be higher than 8, but I'm still going with Creighton. This is a tough matchup. And then I am going with, I really do like the UC San Diego. KenPom, I think, had him 35, which is very high. I forget what conference they're in. If you want to look here, no games against top 25 play, but I do like the opponent's points. Only 61. They're 10-0. They're in the last 10 games. They're a hot team. They shoot the ball well. 36% from 3. I think they match up well with Michigan, the Big Ten champs, who took down Wisconsin today. And I haven't gone on to the round of 32. But I'm going to go through some of these a little more quick. I took Texas A&M, even though Yale could win. They beat Auburn last year. But I took Ole Miss, Iowa State, and I think, who do I take? I took Marquette. just because I feel like I don't think they're going to get eliminated first round. I took all the favorites there. And then Michigan State. And then I took Auburn to make it to the round of the Sweet 16. And then I'm very high on San Diego. I don't want them going too far because I do see that, 8%. Some people say they're a sleeper, and some people are since so many people are taking them as a sleeper, they're no longer a sleeper. I kind of agree with that, but I am taking UC San Diego to be a mini Cinderella. Not really, but these things are never right. But I do take Auburn making it to the Elite 8. Going down, the thing is, I'm not the biggest fan of Big 12. I am very high in the SEC. Whenever you look at SEC and their strength of schedule, it's always high as fuck. They're a very strong conference. 5th, if you go to a team like, Florida, which we'll get to later, if I can fucking find them. Strength of schedule, 21st. They're all top 5. So, or top 20 at least. So that's why I'm going with Ole Miss. If you look at their last 10 games, they're 5-5. But look at all this fucking comp. Auburn, Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Auburn. This is fucking crazy. I really look at strength of schedule when I make these brackets. Michigan State. I took Ole Miss again. I really look at strength of schedule when I make my brackets. But I'm telling you guys, as I go through these without talking as much, what is it called? What really matters when you're making these brackets here, when you're playing for money, is you want to have your picks right when you get down to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4. You want to have those picks right. Taking 2 upsets there. Colorado State playing really well, and then the Lopes. I think that could happen. That's my upset. That's my 13 over 4. Taking Missouri, SEC again. I'm high on them. Texas Tech. But yeah, as long as some of these first and second round matchups, it's only 1 or 2 points. If you could afford to have some fuck ups. But when you get down to 4 points, 8, 16, that's when bracket winners are made. I have Calipari and Patino here. I just realized I went down to West. Well, I didn't think. I'm fucking unorganized. I don't even think. My fucking, excuse the language, my South Region champion is Auburn. There you go. Excuse the language. It's 1:24 in the morning. You can see. Florida. I'm taking Colorado State hot team, Mizzou, SEC Glaze, and come on. I didn't even talk about St. John's Big East champions. Look at this. KenPom rating at 11. Strength of schedule not that high, but their defensive rating is tough. They have a high defensive rating. A little bit of bias. Come on, you gotta throw some bias and some Cinderella shit in your bracket. Come on, if you just pick all the higher seeds, it's boring. So yeah, St. John's, of course, Florida, and then this is the matchup I really didn't want to come down to. Two teams I'm really high on, but I am going to give the edge to Florida. The SEC Glaze, and they beat the good comp. 9-1 in the last 10 games. Look at this. They lost to Georgia barely. They could be 10-0 in the last 10 games. St. John's respectable, but Butler, Seton Hall, DePaul Blue Demons, Butler, Big East, whatever. There you go. 2 number 1 seeds. How predictable. Sorry if this video is a little longer. I know some of my friends won't even watch this because Yap Fest, but taking a bracket takes longer than predicting playoffs. Sorry, guys. Moving on to the East. Duke, Mississippi State. I took Liberty beat Oregon. You have to have some upset somewhere. Arizona. Looking at Arizona. I like Arizona. Strength of schedule 11. I always look at strength of schedule and how many top 25 opponents you played. If you played a lot of comp, it shows you're built for this shit. I'm taking VCU over BYU. A lot of people like BYU, but VCU I think had a top 25 KenPom rating. Look at that opponent's points per game, 62. Hot team, lost to Dayton. BYU's also hot. Look at that. They lost to Houston. That's about it. But I'm taking VCU. That's a very tough game. I'm taking Wisconsin. I'm taking VCU again. I'm taking Arizona. We're taking Duke. I'm just going crazy right now. We're taking St. Mary's was actually one of my sleeper teams on my paper, along with VCU. But being a 7 seed and then having to play Alabama, who I'm very high on, SEC Glaze again. Look at that strength of schedule. First, they got dealt a very tough hand. I gotta make sure I'm still recording. You never know with this, bro. You never know. 8 minutes. If you really want, I'm doing a bro. This is Bro-Wise Yap session, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You could put this video on 2x speed if you really want to. Alabama over St. That's a tough one. I really like St. Mary's to make it to the Elite 8, but I don't think they're getting past Bama. I'm taking Bama again. Now here, Duke is going bye-bye. Most people probably won't have this. 5%, 17%. And all the years I've seen, the team with the best player or the NBA talent, Cooper Flag, most of the time they don't win the national championship. I mean, they won their last 10 games, but the ACC is not a good conference. North Carolina, UNC, frauds. I mean, they're playing hot. They're probably one of the hottest teams in the country right now. But just the trends I've seen, the team with the best player or players doesn't normally win. So, and I'm taking Bama again to be your East champions. I'm just curious. I'm going back here, 35%. People had Auburn going top 4, Final 4, and 29% had Florida. I mean, making it to the championship game. All right. Let's head down to the Midwest, where I have Houston. And then I took Gonzaga. Gonzaga, I'm actually having to upset Houston. I'm just going to say that right now. Houston's usually frauds. I mean, I'm going to say that now, and they're going to win the championship. Watch. But I'm looking at the KenPom ratings here, and Gonzaga surprised me at number 9. The KenPom ratings. That's just this is probably the biggest upset of my board. To be honest with you. Houston going down to Gonzaga. Or as long as Houston, I'm going to go through these while you have. As long as Houston gets out early, it can open this Midwest region for Tennessee to come in and win it, which is my pick. That's what I'm banking on here. High Point beating Purdue, I like that. I like that pick. I like the 13 over the 4. Illinois, I'm taking Kentucky. I'm taking Utah State over UCLA. I'm not really high on Big Ten. You know, they have good teams, but besides UConn last year, I don't think they're worthy of winning a national championship. Any of those teams out there. I'm taking Tennessee. What I took Kentucky. Taking Tennessee. I think Clemson, and then Gonzaga to be in that Elite 8. And then I took Tennessee to be in my Final Four. So this is my Final Four: 1-1, 2-2. I feel like this is how my bracket normally looks. I can't help it. I don't like having all number 1 seeds. Then took Florida here. I'm taking Bama there. Like, the more research I did, the higher I became on Bama. But I think Florida's just that team. Like, if we just compare this right here, both teams are from the SEC, the best conference in basketball. Strength of schedule 21st to 1st. But if you look at that, opponent's points per game, 69. That's just insane. Florida much hotter, 9-1 in the last 10 games. You want to pick the hot teams. You have their net ranked 4th and 6th. And what you can do is you can look at the sportsbooks odds. The sportsbook, the bookies, they know what they're doing. Like, what is it called? They're smart as hell. So look, you can use those odds to help you make your picks. I want to look at the 2024 NCAA championship. I want to see that point total from last year. I really messed mine up from last year. 135. So I think it's usually in the 130s. Let me look at the year before that. I didn't even look this up. 76 plus, was that 59? TJ guessed that correct score. Shout out. 135. Yeah, I'm gonna go like 134. Let me just look at these. Yeah, I'm gonna go like 132 or something like that. Who knows? It never comes down to this, to be honest. Who has my championship game matchup? Who has this? Nobody. Submit. Sure. No, I don't want a car. No. Alright, we're fine. I'm good. Sure. Alright, let me get that car. There you go. I don't want to leak anyone here. There's my bracket. With Florida as my champion. Thanks for watching. I'll be surprised if any of you guys actually made it to this end of the video. 14 minutes is a lot for me. Put on 2x speed, like I said. Brawadis Baba Yacht Fest. There you have it. See you guys when this gets uploaded on Thursday. We out.